I'm not going to lie, I didn't expect that. Everyone loves an underdog story, right? Ajax, the giant killers, knocking out Real Madrid in the last round. They get Juventus and you think, surely not again. Surely not again. But they've done it. It's absolutely incredible. If you love football, this is why you love it. Just an absolutely fantastic night. And just to remind people why it's so incredible, Ajax, they're such a young squad. Their captain is barely through puberty. It's unbelievable. Ajax were fantastic. They really were. Juventus didn't deserve to go through. It wasn't lucky. It wasn't, a dodgy goal or two that got them through. They earned it. They deserved that win. It was incredible to watch, and they play some of the best football in Europe. And that's rather astounding when you look at how young and relatively inexperienced that squad really is. So the reason I'm making this video is not necessarily to review the matches tonight, because obviously Barcelona and Manchester United have played as well, but how do Ajax now keep this squad together? They've already lost De Jong. De Ligt scored tonight. That's another 20 million on his price tag. That's what I want to talk about. Do Ajax sell? What do you do in this situation? They could walk the Eredivisie every year with a squad like this without losing a game, probably. It just makes me think that they're almost going to be a victim of their own success, because yes, they're through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. They're going to play either Man City or Tottenham. So I think the likelihood is City might just about scrape through, I think. So they're going to be playing Man City, let's say, in the next round. Even so, playing Spurs would be a difficult game for them as well. Let's say they magically do it again and they're into the final. Now, I personally don't think that's going to happen, but I don't really want to believe that, because what's happened is just a fairy tale so far. Ajax are in the semi-finals. It's incredible, but let's say they go even further and they win the Champions League. You think they'll be able to hold on to most of those players. Whew. De Jong is already going to Barcelona, as we know. De Ligt has been linked with every club that's winning their respective leagues and more. I don't know how they'll keep hold of Neres Ziyech, if that's how you pronounce his name. It's mind-blowing. Daley Blind, this guy was second rate at Manchester United, and he's gone to Ajax. He's gone home, and he's twice the player he ever was at Manchester United. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe it's just coming from a neutral. I don't support Manchester United or Ajax. I've never been really interested in watching Blind, but the guy was world class tonight. He and De Ligt, they clearly complement each other very well, and De Ligt is going to be learning from that. And do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up at Barcelona as well. He looks like a Barcelona type defender. He is the replacement for PK when he eventually stops. So it really wouldn't surprise me if we see maybe Umtiti sold. We know that he is slightly out of favour now at Barcelona, very injury prone. And I don't think he would have a problem finding another top club. It wouldn't surprise me if they shift another one or two players this summer. With De Jong coming in, they can probably sell a midfielder. If they do sell Umtiti or whatever, they bring in De Ligt. And then they bring in a striker that replaces Suarez at some point. And you're looking at another 5-10 years of Barcelona dominance, because De Ligt and De Jong, I love the fact that they're both Dutch. They both have similar names. It's just a great story as well. From Ajax to Barcelona, it's brilliant. It's Cruyff. It's Cruyff all over again, isn't it? I know they're completely different players, but it's great to see. And I love the fact that De Ligt is captain. I just can't believe that at his age, he is, at this point in his career, he's genuinely the best young defender in the world. I don't think many people would disagree with me. There are some others that would, of course, be up there with him. But right now, in terms of his value, he's playing at the very top level. We're talking quarterfinals of the Champions League, now into the semi-finals. And he's giving performances like that. It's unbelievable. So whether he'll actually be able to go to Barcelona, the kind of money you're looking at, it's ridiculous. He could very easily go into any team in the world. Do you know what I would do to have De Ligt? Oh my God. I would do a lot of things that I wouldn't be prepared to say on video. So Cristiano Ronaldo, for the first ever time in his career, has gone out at the quarterfinals or below. He's always made it further than the quarterfinals in his career. It's an unbelievable record. And he didn't have his best game ever. He scored a fantastic header, but otherwise he was kept relatively quiet by De Ligt and Blind. I always want to call him Blind because obviously that's funny, but he kept Ronaldo very quiet tonight. The whole Ajax defence were very, very switched on. It was very impressive. Very little mistakes being made. And Ronaldo just couldn't really get anything going. They brought on Keane in the second half. He really didn't have any chances. I think in general, Juventus they were out-tacticked. That's not even a word. They were just beaten. They really were in every aspect. And it was just amazing to watch. I'm so proud of that Ajax team. It's going down in history, for sure, this run in the Champions League. But Ronaldo did not look happy at the end of that game. I actually think he won't be at Juventus next season. I just have a hunch. I think we're going to be seeing kind of what Ibra's done in the final years of his career. Although Ibra's done a lot of moving throughout his whole career. But specifically at the end of his career, he was moving to a lot of clubs. It was almost like him trying to prove to the world that he can hack it anywhere. I think we will see Ronaldo move to maybe the French League, maybe the Bundesliga or something like that, or maybe over to the MLS. Excuse me, I might be wrong. But there's something about crashing out of the Champions League, his competition. He owns that competition. Top scorer of all time, right, in the Champions League. Won it numerous times. Getting knocked out like this, it's just a bad feeling, isn't it? He's just going to be thinking to himself tonight, wow. But then again, Real Madrid got knocked out the round before. So even if he had stayed, obviously the result probably would have been different with Ronaldo in the Real Madrid side. But he would have been knocked out either way by the same squad. Let's talk about Barcelona, Manchester United, because this game intrigued me. It was a real test for Manchester United. Can they go to the Camp Nou and realistically turn this around? 1-0 down from the Old Trafford game. They started brilliantly. Literally the first few moments of the game, Rashford was through. They had another chance about 4 minutes later or so. Genuinely, could have been a completely different game. Let's say Rashford puts that chance away and they're 1-0 up within the first few moments of that game. It wouldn't surprise me if Manchester United held on to that. But in reality, didn't quite work out because a certain Lionel Messi plays for Barcelona and a certain Lionel Messi is quite possibly the best footballer of all time. I know that's controversial to say, but this guy, everything he does is just magical. His first goal, I mean, what can you do? You can see De Gea's reaction. It is just quite literally, WTF, like, what am I meant to do? But then, De Gea gifts them a second goal when Messi hits it with his right foot outside the box. Bit of a P-roller. It wasn't really a powerful shot at all. The direction on it wasn't that great. It wasn't that accurate. But when you watch the replay, you've got to think to yourself, De Gea, I mean, top keeper, don't get me wrong, probably the best in the world on his day, but what is he doing there? It almost looked like it was on purpose. Are there some dark market traders out there that are paying players to screw up? Choupo-Moting, for example. What was that? I just can't believe what I saw. And of course, Barcelona killed off the game. Coutinho just... The thing about Coutinho, right, is he may not be that successful so far in his Barcelona career, but he only scores bangers, this guy. What is up with him? He's not very consistent, but he is because he's consistently scoring worldies. So Barcelona cruised through. There was no doubt in my mind, but you have to think, what if? You could see it when the camera panned over to Solskjaer when Rashford missed his chance and then Barcelona went on to score theirs. You can just see the pain. It's like that was the moment that the tie was lost in a way because Barcelona were all over the place. They didn't have any confidence, it felt like, at the start of the game. But as soon as they bagged that goal, done. Switched on. That was it. There was no other result. It was always going to be a Barcelona win. And that's the difference at this level. You know, a Marcus Rashford for Barcelona, let's say Suarez gets that chance, he buries it, and you're talking, again, a different game. That's the difference. A Rashford chance for Manchester United is different. He hasn't put it away. he's got to score that, and then you're looking at a completely different turn of events. So, in a way, I kind of feel for United, and I kind of feel for Arsenal, because this means that another one of our top 4 rivals will have less fixtures. Part of me was thinking, oh, can we let Manchester United go through Barcelona, please? Because we need them to have more games to focus on. Because I don't think they would go on to win, put it that way, but they would have to then play 2 extra games. So, and big games. They take a lot of mental power, but it was always going to be a Barcelona win, and I honestly think that it depends what kind of Man City show up tomorrow, but I think Barcelona will win the Champions League this season. It wouldn't surprise me. I think that we're going to see a Man City win tomorrow and a Liverpool win. I think Liverpool versus Barca, and then it'll be City versus Ajax, and then we're going to get a City-Barca final. I think Liverpool will be very close, but there's just something about this Barcelona team this season. They're looking very hot, aren't they? Very, very good. But Liverpool might be the only team that I would actually consider that dangerous enough on the break to actually cause trouble. I don't think Man City would beat Barcelona at this point. I don't know. Very difficult. But that's my thoughts on tonight. I do want to do more of these Champions League videos because, of course, it's the biggest competition outside of the Premier League, in my opinion. Well, it is a bigger competition, but in terms of me watching it and wanting to provide content, the Premier League is better. There's more of it. But yeah, I would like to do this a little bit more often. So let me know if you want me to do another one tomorrow night. It'll just be a bonus video. I'm watching these games. I might as well get my thoughts out there. So on aggregate, we've got a 4-0 win for Barcelona and 3-2. It is 3-2, right? Yeah, it was 1-0 in the first leg. So Ajax go through 3-2. It was very close at the end. They almost gave away a penalty. That would have been interesting, wouldn't it? But it was probably game over anyway. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.